Thank you. I'm Michael Silver. I'm founder and CEO of Prisma Imaging. And before we get started, just curious, by a show of hands, how many people here are involved in the equine industry? Okay, not a whole lot. What we're doing at Prisma is we are developing a novel way to do volumetric and CT imaging of the equine patient. What's novel about our system is that the horse is conscious, weight-bearing, which when you see in a couple of minutes why that's unique. Our primary customer is the equestrian practitioner, and what we're providing to them is a new category of expanded diagnostics, a way to increase the volume of their business and bring in revenue, and most importantly, how to visualize for their client what might be wrong with the patient. For our secondary customer, which is the horse owner, better care, better performance, and better treatment for their loved animals. So here's the problem. Let me take this in for a second. This is basically a snapshot of the current state of the equine CT imaging market. It's got a number of problems. First of all, you can't image a horse, do CT imaging of a horse in a weight-bearing position. Most imaging, CT imaging, you have to anesthetize a horse. You've got to knock it out. It's a cumbersome process. It's dangerous. It takes a lot of time, a lot of money, and a lot of personnel. And you also have limited access. You can't get access to parts of the horse's anatomy, the torso, for example, just because of the constraints of how the imaging equipment is designed. Why is imaging important? Well, horses are complicated. A lot is expected of them in terms of performance. With imaging, you could detect defects in the musculoskeletal system, reduce risk of catastrophic injury, and you can increase the competitive performance of the horse by being able to detect these things. So here's our solution. It's really twofold. The first component of it is a robotically controlled imaging system. That is, we're using industrial robots to manipulate the imaging equipment around the equine patient. What this does is it gives basically unlimited access to the entire equine anatomy, which is different from current imaging technologies. Our other solution is we're employing a different type of imaging technology, which is typically not used in the medical industry. We didn't invent this, but we're adapting it through other applications for the equine patient. The line scan technology that we're using is more effective at getting through high mass areas of the equine patient, which is really what you're dealing with when you're at the horse's torso, pelvis, abdomen, axial skeleton, and that part of the horse's anatomy. So what are the benefits? Well, first of all, CT without anesthesia. As I said before, there's a lot of risk associated with having a knockdown horse, a lot of time. Without having to knock the horse out, you get higher throughput, more money, you can treat more patients. Because of the robotics, you have unlimited access to the entire horse's anatomy. And we could really deal with animals of all shapes and sizes without the restrictions of a large bore CT donor, which is typically how they do CTs right now. Just more on the benefits, the picture shows that with our technology, we're going to get access to parts of the horse anatomy that current technology can't currently get to. And these are really important parts of the horse to be able to see to do a proper diagnosis. Who else is playing in the space? There's basically 4 other companies. One of them is out of business. They actually made some progress on using robotics for imaging, but they had some other issues. The other ones are basically just using large bore CT donuts, which might work for lower extremity, it will work on head, part of the neck, but again, it doesn't really address the whole torso portion of the horse, where we've addressed all these issues. Okay, so where are we from a development standpoint? Well, we have a working prototype that's proven functionality. We're anticipating doing in vivo, that's imaging of a live horse sometime this month. Our strategy is to get the system to a certain level of functionality and get some early adapter systems out there, some beta systems. And we're hoping to do that by the beginning of next year. And we're hoping to have commercially ready systems to scale and sell out the market by 2020. Who are our customers? Basically, there's a four-tiered approach. We've got our early adapters, which, these are the veterinary practices that are interested in having the latest technology. They have a high risk profile, and they're interested in being part of the development process with us. We've already identified a number. We actually have a waiting list of practices that would be interested in getting one of those systems. Then you go to the large equine veterinary practices. These are the ones that, very price insensitive. They want the latest technology and they don't really care what it costs. You drop down to the mid-sized practices, a little bit more price sensitive. And then you've got the academic institutions, specifically the ones that have large equine veterinary colleges. And again, they're not going to be that price sensitive. I just want to put this up there. I don't want to get out in the weeds about financials, but in terms of the scale of the company, we're projecting 76 systems to be sold by 2022. We think we're going to saturate North America by 2025 with 148 systems. And just one other point that I'll make is we've got multiple sources of revenue. So besides the hardware sales of the systems, we'll have revenue coming in through royalties and through maintenance contracts. So what does Prisma want? So this is, and since I know I'm short on time, we're looking for a Florida location to establish a permanent company headquarters. Just some metrics of our company, we're projecting about 14 employees by 2020 and revenue at that time of about $16 million a year. We're looking for support from the local business community to help build our business. And then we're looking for money. We're looking for smart investors that want to participate. We're at a point where we're ready to bring outside investors in. This is just a quick snapshot. We've been very fortunate to partner with the top suppliers in every industry that's providing our the equipment for our system, as well as other service providers. Great board of directors, very heavy depth in the equine medical industry as well as technology. And I know I'm out of time. Thank you.